Brodie Grundy's the other one, which will dominate discussion. You've been strong on this all the way along about long-term coaches. And Lord, I want to get... long-term contracts. And Lord, I want to get your thoughts on it in a moment. What do you think? It was so out of character to see him outplayed like that in a round one game. And it's coming off the back of a disappointing year. It's amazing for me to think that it's one game into a 7-year contract. Because the contract was announced so long ago, it's just kicked in for one game. And, I mean, that's across the board. You'd have to be a Dustin Martin type for me to give you anything more than a 4-year contract. This was his form on Friday night, which we know he was down, he was double teamed. But he's not the only player to receive a big long-term deal. And we saw it with Cornelio last year. And him get dropped. And I did want to take a look at some of their numbers since these contracts have been announced. This is a drop-off. Now, there's a lot on this screen, but Cornelio got dropped. That's all you need to know about his form, and we've spoken about it. And Grundy's numbers are extraordinary. Almost 40 drop points in ranking points, hit-outs are down, disposals are down. He looks like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he's not coping with that pressure.
So is he a bit disgruntled, though? I mean, has he asked for more help? We know they lost Rocker. He's gone to North Melbourne. He was a COVID casualty. And they're appointing a new ruck coach at the end of the week. I think Mark Jamore's joining the club. Jamar, I should say. Did they feel he needs more help, or has he put his hand up and asked for more help?
He did struggle in the hub. So
he's feeling unsupported.
I don't know if he's unsupported, but there's been slashes across every footy department. But Brodie is the type of guy, he's an emotional guy, he's a deep thinker type of guy. So I think with the investment that they've put into Collingwood, it would be smart to have someone who can put a lot more time into him, like a Mark Jamar.
It does feel long, that deal right now. It does. Long way to go, though, Nathan Buckley.
You probably need to, stand up and with or without support if you're earning the money.
And then it felt like only yesterday that their midfield was touted. I think it may have been you who led this as the best midfield in the competition. It looked paper thin on Friday night.
Yeah, I think the worry for Collingwood is that you just touched on Scotty Pendlebury. I thought he was still their best player the other night. And then you've got Steele Sidebottom who'll come back, who'll make a big difference, but he's getting on as well. So I just looked at the two midfielders, Bailey Smith, young, hungry, breaks the lines. McRae does it every week. Hunter, Dunkley, Bontempelli, and they've added Treloar to that mix. Whereas Collingwood, look at their leading disposal winners the other night. There was defenders in there. Hutchie, they scored 53 points in round one, which was the lowest of any team of the round. They had 41 inside 50s when Richmond got 75. So to me, Nathan Buckley has to give up something in defence to gain something in attack. If he wants to continue on with this slow ball movement, negative type of football, I don't think they're going to get too far with the way the game's being played at the moment. They
got rid of the wrong guy as well, Lordo. I was really strong at the time, 22-year-old Jaden Stevenson. I want to have a listen to him speaking on the AFL podcast about his lack of midfield minutes at Collingwood.
They had me just playing as that deep forward or a high forward, so to come to a new club and sort of be a blank canvas and have that ability to train in the inside midfielders, I would have never gotten that opportunity at the Pies. And I mean, 3 years there, I didn't once go to sort of a centre bounce stoppage or anything like that.
So they lack speed, they lack goal-scoring ability. He brings both, and I saw him play in the midfield for North yesterday, 33 disposals, 5 clearances, 7 tackles, and he hadn't ever been explored as a midfielder at Collingwood, small sample size, his game, long way to go. But we were going for the books today to test that stat. That's unusual that he never got a stoppage centre bounce at Collingwood. And you've got to train it. David Noble comes in and says, look, let's do this for a pre-season. It's not something that at Collingwood, let's go there for a quarter or 10 minutes here and there and have a run. He trained it through the pre-season at North, and you're right, it's early days, but what's he got? Speed, talent and goal-scoring ability.
I wouldn't give him a centre bounce either.
What?
I wouldn't trust Jaden Stevenson in the centre bounce up against.
So you'd write him off as a 22-year-old.
Maybe a wingman.
You'd write him off.
Yeah, I don't think I would have put him in front of Scotty Pendlebury and Taylor Adams.
They didn't think twice about trading him.
But the amount of players that get rotated through there these days, I think
him one centre bounce. As a wingman, yes, but not as a centre bounce player. So I can understand the trade.